Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I want to talk about Smackdown tonight. So first bit I want to talk about here is Hulk Hogan tribute. Obviously, you got the 10 bell salute. Pretty sure there was probably a video as well. It's just, I can't handle Twitter sometimes. I got a strain about this, so Chelsea Green had to apologize to her fans after commenting on the death of Hulk Hogan. You know, half the people on this app are just terrible people, man. Terrible human beings who don't listen and just let their personal bias get the best of them. Half the people on this app are immature people, probably my age, but at least I'm more mature. Or people hiding behind a profile, behind a wrestler on their profile picture on Twitter. It's sad that someone has to feel the need to have to apologize. Well, probably didn't have to, but probably felt pressure to apologize because of idiots on Twitter. If she should realize that her fans who decided to throw a tantrum over this aren't in the right here, nor do you owe them an apology. I said this the other day. Wishing death on someone does not make you better than them. Sure. Do you have racist comments? Yeah. But you wishing death on them doesn't make you any better as a person. I'm sure I'm not defending Hulk Hogan, but if you had a private conversation late that you wanted out, I'm sure you would act really defensive as well. Chelsea Green honestly should have stood on business and never apologized. I wouldn't even apologize. Who gives a fuck what the internet thinks? Hey, she's just catering to the SJWs. And she'll lose her fan base if she didn't apologize. And I see this, like, Hogan didn't save wrestling. Without Hogan, professional wrestling would not have reached its peak and boom periods of the 1980s, 1990s. World Championship Wrestling would have ceased operations for 1998 without the New World Order. I'm being honest here. Do I like him as a person? I've said I've not. I don't. But I'm sure people wouldn't want to have their private conversations leaked as well. Just saying, man. And having to apologize for talking about Hulk Hogan is just stupid. You have people in the wrestling community who hate Hulk Hogan because they think he's a bad person. Sure, he is. I'm just saying, with the wrestling part, one of the best, one of the most influential people ever in wrestling. It's just insane, low IQ people on Twitter. I shouldn't even acknowledge this. Wrestling would have never took off without Hulk Hogan. And you have to be honest here. And she even put this, Chelsea Green shares she will be stepping away from social media for a little bit. And you have Liv account talking about basically you can't sue despite political beliefs and praising extreme racist, homophobic, bigot, and expect social media to still be a nice place for you. Yeah, that's why she's leaving, because of people like that hiding behind profile pictures. I mean, she attacked Tessa Blanchard for being racist. Why would she say nice things about Hulk Hogan? Like, she was just paying respects to the character and the legacy he has in wrestling. She was obviously trying to say that's completely separate to him as a human, but people don't have fucking attention spans. Sure, you can disagree, but people sending death threats doesn't make any better as a human being. That's why she's leaving, because like people like She's World or fucking Liv Stan accounts or whatever trying to defend the abuse she's gotten. Woman's getting fucking death threats over a sentence, and you guys blame her for this. Like, Man, you guys are you lot are pro women when they're on your side, but once they or men or women, once they say when they're on your side, but once they have a different situation, you say, oh, you can't expect social media to be a nice place for you. Would you say that if the roles were reversed if you said it? Pfft, no. Cody Rhodes. Cody. He paid tribute. He says, I know emotions and feelings regarding it are complicated, but what is not complicated is his accomplishments and contributions to WWE, which is the best way to handle it. He said what he needed to be said out here tonight. And if you can't understand that, then you're retarded. And this Visionary Mike account complains about every fucking thing on Twitter. Oh, his choice of words here was stupid. He deserves to be called out for it. Called out for what? He said the truth. Sure, your emotions and feelings are probably complicated because he's one of the best of all time. You guys don't have to comment every fucking thing. There's Hulk Hogan. I don't comment on Twitter. Like, my God, dude. I don't know what's caught off guard here. I mean, he said the right thing. Like, sure, personal, complicated. But what's not complicated is his, contributions to wrestling. I don't get what's so complicated to you guys. But I wouldn't expect anything less, from the internet wrestling community. They're a bunch of fucking retards. Like, sure, Hulk Hogan wasn't the best person, I acknowledge that. But you can't deny his contributions to wrestling. And I'm not saying he's the greatest wrestler, but he's one of the most influential wrestlers. I don't get what's so complicated. You can't even pay tribute without getting death threats in your Twitter DMs or getting people hating on you. I don't get it. I mean, if that was your loved one, if that was a loved one of yours, would you want people celebrating their death? No. I mean, celebrating someone's death tells me more about you. I could probably say it for most people on Twitter. Saw everyone wishing death, celebrating, putting jokes. Would you want your loved one to have those jokes? Just saying, man. But I've spent 8 minutes talking about it. I'm just going to get into the review. WWE also took time to pay tribute to the late Hulk Hogan. Following his death, the White Six were in action against Andrade and Rey Fenix. Alexa Bliss took on Roxanne Perez. Both Jelly Roll and Logan Paul helped hype their upcoming tag match with Randy and Drew as their prospective partners. Cena, Cody talked about their street fight and talked about Hulk Hogan. WWE remembers Hulk Hogan. They opened with a shot of the roster and some legends on the stage. Triple H talked about Hogan's passing before they went to the 10-bell salute. And then went to a video package about him. Jimmy Hart he's kind of a little bit on stage. Triple H narrated the video that covered select parts of Hogan's life and career as well. Yeah, I got a little emotional there, man. Look, no Hulk. I've already said this. He isn't the best person, you know. People have their moments. He wasn't. He was kind of he was a liar as well. The comments, but got a little emotional here with this video package they showed. If you think this is bad, people celebrating his death, I don't want to see Twitter whenever Vince McMahon passes away, because it's going to be even worse. That's why you should avoid Twitter, guys. It's just draining, exhausting to go on there. Every single day there's some type of drama. But yeah, great video package there. Narrated by Triple H. Covered select parts of Hogan's life and career. But all I'm saying is, you know, you support your favorites until they say something you disagree with, and then you're like, oh, you can't expect social media to be a nice place for you. Hate this fucking stupid ass fucking wrestling community. Gosh, it would be better if we didn't have a IWC. But then we had Impulsive TV. I ran it for like 10 minutes. I'm just gonna get the rest of this shit. Impulsive TV, you come back. Logan, Jelly Roll, Orton, McIntyre, in the ring. Logan Paul came to the ring and talked about his upcoming tag match at SummerSlam. He said it was good to be back in Cleveland before he did his usual routine in Sonny's hometown. He brought Jelly Roll as his guest. He said to Paul, he's been a silver spoon kid his entire life. The man with the face tattoos showed no intimidation getting to the ring with Logan Paul. McIntyre slid into the ring to stand next to Paul, which led to the crowd chanting Orton. As soon as the Viper got to the ring, Deck McIntyre would get the brawl. McIntyre and Paul got the upper hand, but Orton and Jelly Roll came back and ending the segment by sending them out of the ring. A nice move by Jelly Roll, I thought. I forgot what the move's called, but a nice move, I thought, by Jelly Roll. Hopefully he impresses. This would have made more sense to be the final segment before SummerSlam, but it did what it had to do. Yeah, it was a predictable segment, but serviceable segment that seemed to have the crowd invested enough to react, and, I'm pretty excited to see Jelly Roll wrestle. Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez. What is happening? Roxanne Perez defeats Alexa Bliss. Yeah, they're two of the smallest women in the roster, so both of them are used to fighting bigger opponents. You could tell both were excited to work with someone who was a similar size, could allow them to do some moves they might not normally do against taller opponents. Alexa Bliss was bleeding at the end of the match, so I don't know what happened. Yeah, I thought this was a solid match for what it was. Jade Cargill versus Chelsea Green. This match took place mostly during the break and was a very basic squash. There's not much to it. Jade Cargill defeats Chelsea Green. Secret Harvest attacked after the match. Tiffany Stratton made the save. I mean, there was literally no reason, though, for Stratton to want to save Cargill other than them both being baby faces. The Miz versus Fatu. Before that, American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes came to the ring and talked about his upcoming match against Cena at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. He spoke briefly about Hogan before giving his expected promo about Cena. He gave paid tribute to Hogan, which I thought was the right words. You can disagree, but I think he said what needed to be said. So backstage, Fatu was giving a promo when he was interrupted by The Miz, who said Fatu put him on the shelf for 6 weeks, helped him figure out who he is, even slapped Fatu after telling him he got a match between them booked. The match and segment that followed were predictable, but kept the feud between Fatu and Sikoa going in the right direction. Obviously, Fatu defeated The Miz in a solid match, Sikoa and his crew showed up, but Fatu was able to fend off before hitting a Samoan drop for the win. Sikoa's group passed on him immediately. Jimmy Uso showed up and still tried to open the odds. So, it keeps the feud going. Give it a B-. But acknowledging they hit Hogan's legacy, I will say, with Cody, was surprising. Was surprising, though. The White Six versus Andrade and Rey Fenix. Another solid match. The rest of the tag division showed Andrade and Phoenix won by DQ, so it'll be a 6-way tag team match, TLC match, I believe next weekend at SummerSlam. DQ ending wasn't ideal, but the big brawl was fun, and it makes a 6-way tag match. TLC match for SummerSlam with all the teams involved. It was very light on in-ring action in favor of having several non-wrestling segments along with a tribute to Hogan. It was more than 30 minutes before the first match began, which seems kind of excessive even for WWE. When we finally got to the action, most of the matches kind of felt rushed and were hampered by their abundance of commercials. I say Phoenix and Andrade versus the White Six probably the best match tonight, but it wasn't exactly a high bar to clear. I would say a C+. I think SummerSlam's shaping up to be a really good card, but the build-up for the first 2 night edition of the event kind of left a lot to be desired. The TLC match should be fun, though, but the card for SummerSlam looks really damn good. Give tonight like a 6 out of 10. the matches were kind of rushed, but you also had a lot of non-wrestling shit and obviously Hulk Hogan tribute shit as well. So, but yeah, I'm at the end. I'm not saying you have to honor or acknowledge Hogan, but if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. That's all I'm gonna say. Just, if you got anything nice to say, don't say anything. Like, you don't have to fucking comment on everything just to get engagement or rage bait, views, whatever. But that's all to say. Smackdown was mid tonight, but yeah, peace.